All right, so the self-improvement space is pretty big on social media and just around the world in general. Everyone's, trying to promote health products, fitness products, all this kind of different stuff. And you probably wonder to yourself, like, should I even try self-improvement? Should I try do it? And I get kind of the confusion because there's so many different types of advice out there and methods and what's effective and what's not, and you can actually spend a lot of time doing the wrong things and actually not get the results you want. And this is what I personally did until I found a self-improvement kind of method that helped me a lot, and that was simply just working with nature, getting outside more, eating more real food, just kind of the basics, really, just getting back to the basics. I don't use crazy products, I don't have supplements, I don't take any of that stuff. But back to my point, like, should you even do it? And to be honest, like, it's up to you as the individual. It's like no one can force you to do stuff. You get what I'm saying? It's up to you. And end of the day, self-improvement really isn't that complicated. It's just about improving yourself as a person. And, most people want to do that. They all want to get richer. They all want to get happier. They all want to look better. But everyone says that, of course, but like, how bad do you actually want it? And it's super hard to, I'm just stepping on the shells right now. That's why it's so loud. But anyway, how bad do you actually want it? Because it's super hard to actually like convince somebody to do something or change their opinion about something. Let's say somebody, most people, let's say that, being a vegan is a good thing. It's super hard to like convince them otherwise why it's not. You get what I'm saying? You can suggest other things. If they say, let's say you have a vegan and they're always super tired, you can say, oh, maybe start implementing some eggs into your diet or whatever, red meat. You can suggest stuff, but unless they want to like, actually do it themselves, it's super hard to convince people to do self-improvement or improve themselves. You can give advice, you can suggest things, but you can't force people. And that is why I don't really bother kind of suggesting things anymore, even talking about it too much, because I'm just going to do what I'm going to do. I'm going to do what works for me. And if you want to copy me or you want to learn from me or you want to ask me questions, I'll be happy to answer. I'm happy to answer any questions if you ask me in person, online, whatever. But I'm not going to force people anymore. And I tried that kind of method where I wasn't exactly forcing people, but I was telling people like, do this instead, do this instead, do this instead. Stop doing this, stop doing that kind of thing. Obviously, if you've seen my Natural Footballers post, I sometimes do that, but that's only for like promotion and attention and a hook. But in real life, I'm not going out to people and say, stop being like vegan, or stop, going to bed at midnight. I'm not doing that because that's just weird and that's just cringy and nobody likes that. Nobody wants to hang out or talk to a person who's just that kind of egotistical in a way and forcing people to do stuff. But kind of back to my point, like, how bad do you want it? How bad do you actually want to improve? How bad do you want to change your life? Because a lot of people say they want to do things and they want to be happy, they want to be rich, they want to have freedom. But how bad do you actually want it? How bad do you just want to improve at the end of the day? Because self-improvement is pretty straightforward. All you have to do is just get outside more, be barefoot on the natural ground, eat some real food, cut out the crap, spend less time drinking alcohol, spend your money on better things. Like, that's all you have to do, really. Stop scrolling on TikTok and stuff like that. Like, that's all you have to do. But like, how bad do you want it as a person? Because not enough people want it bad enough. And that's what I found in the world, because people are pretty like content with the same. They're just pretty content. They're pretty happy with just their normal life, which is cool. And I'm not going to change anybody. All right. So the kind of main message really here is like, the title of this video is like, should you actually do self-improvement in 2025? And the answer is yes, 100% yes, but only if you want to. Only if you want to. All right, you can read as much advice as you want. You can say as many things as you want, like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to be rich, I'm going to be healthy, I'm going to lose all this weight. But if you don't actually take action, then nobody cares and it doesn't really matter at all. It's like, how bad do you want it? All right, you obviously got to step outside your comfort zone. You've got to do things that you don't normally do. And yes, you will improve, but like, how bad do you want it? All right. because not enough people want it bad enough. They don't want to, they're just pretty happy just drinking Coca-Cola every day, eating McDonald's. And cool, they can do that. I'm not going to force anyone to stop doing that. If you want to do that, then cool. There are consequences. You will get fat, you will get unhealthy. And hopefully people realize that and realize, oh shit, like I'm unhealthy, I'm fat. Let's change something about it. I can suggest things, but it's just down to you. That's why I don't really bother like suggesting people to stop doing this, stop doing that in person, because it's no point. It's super hard to like convince people otherwise to do different things, because, or like, you know, convince people to do different things when they're so stuck to one kind of belief or one sort of mindset, all right? It's until they realize actually what I'm doing is not working, or how I'm living, how I'm eating isn't working, I've got to change that. And then that's where people can ask questions, and then you can give them your information. So that was kind of a thing, because I thought about it, and it's like, should you actually do self-improvement? Should you actually do it? And yes, 100% do it, but only if you want to, only if you want to improve. No one should be forcing you to do anything, all right? It's until you have that kind of realization that like what you're currently doing, or whatever method or diet you're on, is currently not working, and you need a new method or diet. And that's where all these kind of self-improvement things come into play. But anyway, look at it out here. Super nice. But yeah, this is self-improvement. Go for a walk. All right, so I'm not going to force anyone to come out here and do this. I'll offer, do you want to come for a walk? If they don't, or they don't like it, I'm not going to force people, because that's just stupid. And that's the same with anything else. Don't force people to do things. It's up to the individual themselves. And for me personally, I wanted to get healthier. I wanted to feel better every single day. And that's why I took action. And it's the exact same for you, or exact same for anyone else. You can't force people to just do things. They've got to actually do it themselves.